last class, we learned about a lean canvas model where entrepreneurs organize the business idea into important blocks. Simply filling out lean canvas doesn't guarantee success because every business idea is based on assumptions. And entrepreneur may assume customers need the product, customers will pay for it, the technology will work, marketing will attract enough users, investors will fund the business. But what if these assumptions are wrong? Many startups fail not because they have poor technology, but because they build businesses based on assumptions that are never tested. In today's class, we will be discussing about identifying and testing the riskiest assumptions. First, we will see what is meant by assumption, identifying and testing the riskiest assumption before investing significant time, money, and effort. Yes, an assumption is something that we believe to be true without having enough evidence. Assumptions are common in everyday life. Let us consider an example. We carry an umbrella because we think that it may rain today. Here we are making an assumption. Similarly, entrepreneurs make assumptions such as students will use my mobile app, customers will pay for the premium features, restaurants will register on my platform, AI predictions will be accurate, people trust online payments. Initially, there are only self beliefs, not proven facts. The goal of entrepreneurship is to convert assumptions into verified facts through testing. Now, why are assumptions risky? Imagine we have spent 8 months of time for developing a smart parking system. After launching it, we find that colleges have already an effective parking solution and doesn't need our application. The project is technically successful but commercially unsuccessful. What went wrong here is we assumed that there is a customer problem without validating it. This drama demonstrates an important lesson that building the wrong product perfectly is still a failure. Successful entrepreneurs first validate assumptions and then they build products. This saves their time and resources. Now, what are the types of assumptions? We will see one by one. Every startup has a different category of assumptions. Let us understand one by one. First one is problem assumption. The first assumption is, does the problem exist? Many entrepreneurs create solutions for the problems that customers do not actually have. Example, suppose we develop an AI powered timetable application. Before developing it, we need to ask, do students struggle with existing timetables? How frequently does this problem occur? Are students actively looking for a better solution? If customers do not consider it a problem, then they will never adopt the solution. Always validate the problem before validating the solution. Second one is customer assumption. Who exactly is the customer? Sometimes entrepreneurs build products for the wrong audience. Example, suppose we develop software for managing college attendance. Who is the customer? Students, faculties, college administration, or parents? Each group has different expectations. Clearly identifying the primary customer is essential. Third assumption is solution assumption. Even if customers have genuine problem, will your proposed solution actually solve it? There, a question mark will be there. Example: suppose patients wait too long in the hospitals. You develop an appointment booking application. After testing, patients appreciate online booking, but still experience long waiting times because hospitals continue manual processes. The problem exists, but the proposed solution is incomplete. Therefore, entrepreneurs should test whether the solution effectively solves the customer's problem. Fourth one is revenue assumption. A startup must eventually generate income. Entrepreneurs often assume customers will definitely pay. However, many customers may appreciate the product but expect it to be remain free. Example, suppose your application receives 10,000 downloads. Only 100 users purchase the premium version. This indicates that the revenue assumption needs further validation. Revenue assumptions are just as important as technical assumptions. Fifth one is technical assumption. Sometimes the biggest uncertainty is technology itself. Ask questions such as, can the AI model achieve sufficient accuracy? Can facial recognition work in poor lighting? Can cloud servers handle thousands of users simultaneously? Can the application scale efficiently? Technical feasibility should be validated through prototypes and testing. Now, next one is identifying the riskiest assumption. Not all assumptions carry the same level of risk. Entrepreneurs should identify the assumption that would cause the entire business to fail if it proves false. This is called as riskiest assumption. Consider startup developing an AI resume analyzer. Possible assumptions include students need resume evaluation, HR professionals trust AI generated feedback, universities will subscribe, AI predictions are accurate. Which assumption is the riskiest? If HR professionals do not trust AI recommendations, the business model may fail regardless of how good the software is. Therefore, that assumption should be tested first. A simple rule is test the assumption with the highest uncertainty and greatest business impact first. What are the methods for testing assumptions? Now let us learn how entrepreneurs validate assumptions. Customer interviews. The simplest method is talking directly to potential customers. Ask questions such as what challenges do you face? How do you currently solve this problem? Would you pay for would you pay for a better solution? What features are most important? Never ask do you like my idea? Instead ask about the customer's real experience. Next one is surveys. Online surveys help entrepreneurs collect feedback from many people. Tools such as Google Forms make this process simple. Useful questions include how often do you experience this problem? Which existing solution do you use? How satisfied are you? Would you consider switching? Survey results provide valuable evidence for decision making. Next one is MVP, that is minimum viable product. As discussed in the previous lecture, an MVP is the simplest version of the product. Instead of building every feature, release a basic version. We need to observe the following things: how many users register, which features are used, what complaints do customers have. The MVP provides real customer behavior rather than the opinions. Landing page testing. Next one is landing page testing. That is, some startups create a simple website describing the product before development begins. Visitors can register their interest by entering their email address. If many people sign up, it indicates strong market demand. This method is inexpensive and provides valuable validation. Next one is prototype demonstration. Instead of developing complete software, create wireframes, UI mockups, clickable prototypes. Show them to users, collect suggestions, then improve the design. This approach saves the development effort. Next one is we will be discussing about real world case study, that is Airbnb case study. Let us examine Airbnb. Initially, the founders assumed that travelers would be willing to stay in the strangers' homes. This was a risky assumption. Instead of investing heavily, they tested the idea by renting space in their own apartment during a conference. Guests booked the accommodation. Positive feedback validated the assumption. Only then did Airbnb expand globally. This demonstrates how successful entrepreneurs validate risky assumptions before scaling. Now, think about your final project. Write down these assumptions. For example, if your project is smart waste management system, your assumptions might be municipal authorities need the solution, sensors will function reliably, citizens will actively use the mobile applications. Now we need to ask ourselves which assumption is riskiest. How will we test it? Now, coming to today's session, we learned about what assumptions are, why assumptions are dangerous if left untested, five major categories of startup assumptions, how to identify the riskiest assumption, practical methods for validating assumptions, a real world example of Airbnb. That's all regarding today's class. Thank you.